Something a little different today. We've been playing a lot of Knockout City recently since it dropped, and we have a couple of hints and tips that you may or may not have heard of. I've been streaming this game on Twitch, link in description, and I found a couple of tips that may be helpful for newer players. Okay, tip number 1. When you've got someone trapped in the ball and you want to yeet them off, make sure you're dunking them down as opposed to just throwing them, because it'll get them down a hell of a lot faster. This could be useful if there's an open space behind them and you just want to dunk them straight down. As you can see, if we were just to throw it, they float there and it allows them time to get back onto the map. The same can be said for the spinning shot. It'll allow them to get back on. So make sure, when you've got them, dunk them down there. Alright, tip number 2. Sometimes you get them close to the edge, but you don't quite push them off. Well, if you got a ball in hand, just throw it at them. What this ends up doing, if they catch it, they fall off. If they don't, they lose a life. Simple. Now something a little bit more advanced. It seems the enemy get iframes straight after catching the ball, which stops you knocking them up into the air with your slam. See, if I was just to normally slam into them, they get knocked up and the ball leaves. But after catching a ball and I slam into them, nothing happens. Initially I thought this might be kind of useless, but considering it's a 3v3 game, it might not always be your ball they're catching. So make sure you save that slam until after the iframes are gone. So this next part isn't really a tip or a trick, but a maneuver we came up with. So your teammate's going to go up into a ball, you're going to throw them, and then you're going to grab a ball and pass it to them. This can be really useful on maps like this, where there's a flank opportunity. So if you can get your other teammate to distract in the middle, you can set up flank positions on the left and right side of the map. So here's what it looks like from the other perspective. I'm going to go into a ball, she's going to throw me, and then she's going to pass the ball. One thing I will say is make sure you start gliding as soon as you can to receive the ball. My final tip for the video is to do it gliding. While gliding, you're able to turn yourself with A and D. However, I realized that if you use A and D and also use your mouse, you can get a much faster turning radius. This can be useful for maneuvering around areas of the map that require sharper turning. And that's all our tips for today. Comment below which one you found most useful. If you want to catch me on Twitch, I'll be streaming Knockout City from 4 PM GMT all this week. And I'll catch you guys in the next Knockout City video.
We need to support the homies though, dude.